What if I told you that the gap between who you are and who you dream of becoming could be closed in just 1 hour a day? Most of us live trapped in an endless cycle of waiting. We tell ourselves we'll start living when we lose the weight, when we get the promotion, when everything falls perfectly into place. But life doesn't follow our neat little scripts. We become prisoners of our own postponement, always chasing a future version of ourselves that remains perpetually out of reach. The truth is devastating, yet liberating. We've been conditioned to believe that transformation requires massive upheaval, dramatic change, superhuman effort. But this belief itself is the very prison that keeps us small. We waste precious moments on distractions that soothe but steal, on comforts that temporarily satisfy but eternally sabotage our deepest potential. How many more years will you drift as a spectator in your own story, waiting for permission to become who you're meant to be? Imagine becoming the master artisan of your own magnificent temple. Picture yourself as someone who takes orders not from the frantic noise of the external world, but from the deep, resonant wisdom of your own soul. This is not about achieving success in others' eyes. This is about becoming so authentically real, so integrated in your being, that your very presence becomes proof that another way of living is possible. You are not a work in progress waiting to be completed. You are a magnificent, complete, worthy being who simply forgot your own magnificence for a time. The moment you remember this truth, the old scaffolding of limiting beliefs begins to collapse with breathtaking speed, allowing your true architecture to rise. This transformation rests on three foundational pillars, each requiring not superhuman strength, but consistent, courageous commitment to your deepest convictions. And remarkably, this entire metamorphosis can begin with just 1 hour a day. First, you must cultivate identity-first living with unwavering courage. Stop waiting for external outcomes to validate who you are. Instead, consciously adopt the identity of the person you aspire to be, right here, right now. Don't postpone feeling healthy until you lose weight. Declare with conviction that you are someone who values health, and watch your actions align with that powerful belief. Don't defer your leadership until promotion grants you permission. Be that leader today. Engage in tough conversations. Make decisive choices. Structure your days with the intentionality of someone who already leads. The world will notice this shift in your presence. Identity is not something you receive from external hands. It is something you claim through the quiet, daily evidence of your choices. Your internal dialogue sculpts your reality. Every time you declare something profound and truthful about yourself, your actions naturally align with that belief. This requires courage because the external world might not immediately recognize your newly claimed self. People cling to old versions of you. They question your change, but you're not transforming for their applause. You're becoming who you're destined to be. You are the rhythm keeper who brings the erratic song of your life back into harmony. You take orders from your soul, not from the crowd. This shift empowers you to live in alignment, where thoughts, words, and actions reflect your chosen identity with perfect integrity. Life stops feeling like a burden of pretense and becomes a joyful expression of who you authentically are. You don't wait for external permission to lead. You simply choose to lead from within, and the world responds. Second, you must embrace intentional presence and focused investment of energy. Your energy, not your time, is your most valuable asset. Time is constant. We all get 24 hours. But energy is completely under your control to increase, direct, and multiply. When you operate from a high-energy state, you accomplish in 1 hour what most people accomplish in an entire day. This invaluable hour, approximately 4% of your day, must be protected like sacred treasure. Choose to pause, to breathe, to settle your mind before reacting to the world's constant demands. This 3-breath pause before you answer, before you fight, before you press send, is not passive weakness. It is powerful aim, allowing your creativity to choose your actions instead of reacting from old patterns. This hour is dedicated to what truly builds you, not what entertains or distracts. In this space of intentional presence, cultivate radical curiosity over crippling criticism. When confronted with setbacks, when that inner voice of judgment begins its relentless chant, ask a different question. Instead of demanding what you did wrong, ask with an open heart, what could I learn from this? This simple question creates an invaluable pause, a sacred moment within which something profound begins to crack open. New possibility, fresh perspective. This practice extends beyond external events to your deepest inner dialogue, allowing you to separate the authentic voice of truth from the deceptive whispers of fear. This is not passivity. It is profound aim, allowing your energy to cohere, to solidify into something the world hears and responds to without you ever needing to raise your voice. This fundamental shift from reacting to intentionally choosing, from criticizing to learning, from judgment to genuine inquiry, immediately reclaims your inherent power and sets you upon a path of continuous, undeniable growth. This 1 hour becomes your edge. Where others are tired, you are improving. Where others are guessing, you are learning. Where others are stuck, you are growing. Third, you must harness the compounding power of small, consistent actions within that hour. The promise of transformation is not a distant utopian ideal, but a tangible reality realized only through purposeful work committed to today. You don't need to wait for some elusive, ready feeling to magically descend upon you. Readiness is not an emotion that arrives before you begin. It is a powerful decision forged in your will that grows as you courageously move forward. True progress begins the moment you choose to move, even if your hands tremble, even if your voice shakes, even if your heart pounds with uncertainty. Every micro decision you make, every seemingly insignificant step you take, is not just an action. It is a powerful vote cast for the person you are deliberately becoming. Just as a single ballot doesn't decide an election, no one choice will singularly define you. But consistent votes, consistent deliberate actions repeated faithfully, will shape everything with the power of an undeniable force. This is not about pursuing perfection, for that path leads to paralysis. It is about pursuing consistent alignment. When your daily actions consistently reflect your deepest values, something unshakable locks into place within you, creating powerful internal resonance that radiates outward. People who achieve extraordinary results, who live lives of profound impact, understand and follow a sacred rhythm. They follow a meticulous blueprint crafted from simple, powerful habits that most others overlook or dismiss as too mundane. This compounding effect, this miraculous accumulation of small intentional acts, will silently yet undeniably reshape your mind, sculpt your body, and transform the very fabric of your entire life. Just 10 minutes a day of focused reading amounts to 60 hours of concentrated learning over a year. This diligent application of effort, especially when you don't feel like it, builds self-respect and lasting change. Action creates momentum and confidence, not the other way around. This 1 hour consistently invested becomes the engine of your transformation. We stand at a precipice of unprecedented possibility, a moment demanding not hesitation, but fierce, deliberate action. The future you yearn for is not a distant, abstract concept existing only in dreams. It is being forged right now in the quiet, profound crucible of your everyday choices. You are not a passive spectator in this drama of self-creation. You are the active creator, the conscious architect of your own becoming, wielding power to shape your personal and collective destiny. The urgent call for change rings not from a distant mountaintop, but from the deepest, most sacred valleys of your soul. Let us not fall victim to the deceptive brain bubble of fleeting excitement, where grand resolutions dissolve like champagne foam if not backed by consistent, humble, unwavering effort. The promise of a better tomorrow is only realized through purposeful, dedicated work of today. The world does not need more echoes, more repetitions of old ideas. It yearns for authentic, original voices built upon the solid, unshakable foundation of inner integrity and unwavering action. Your individual journey is not an isolated act of self-improvement. It is an interconnected thread in the vast tapestry of humanity. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, every time you choose truth over comfortable illusion, every time you choose growth over stagnation, you contribute to massive cultural transformation. You help heal the pervasive split between who we are and who we pretend to be. In doing so, you inspire countless others to embark upon the same profound journey of self-discovery and transformation. This 1 hour, deliberately claimed, forges a future of unstoppable purpose. This sacred, steadfast commitment to your highest, truest self empowers you to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of your past, above the relentless currents of doubt and the terrifying tides of fear. It is the force, a divine alchemy, that transforms your deepest pain into your greatest power, turning your most arduous struggles into inexhaustible sources of profound strength and moral intelligence. This is not a call to anger or bitterness, but a solemn summons for building what is right, for constructing what truly lasts. You must embrace rigorous discipline to act in spite of resistance, to move forward even when your legs feel weary, knowing with unshakable certainty that each small step, each quiet, deliberate choice, chips away relentlessly at old limiting narratives that once held you captive. Your sacred mission is not to seek fleeting applause of the crowd, but to embody truth itself, allowing your transformed life to become a living sermon, a silent yet powerful testimony, demonstrating to a watching world what is truly possible when a human spirit refuses to outsource its power. Stand tall and resolute like a lion in the desert, strong, silent, and fiercely self-possessed. This 1 hour, deliberately claimed, forges a future of unstoppable purpose. This is the path to unshakable inner strength, a quiet, profound certainty that endures even when the foundations of the world around you tremble and shake. It is the sacred courage to speak up for yourself, to articulate your deepest needs, to defend your most cherished values, even when your voice trembles ever so slightly. Understand with absolute clarity that silence, when chosen out of fear, when born of timidity and self-doubt, quickly becomes a suffocating prison that keeps you forever separated from opportunities, growth, and vibrant life that await you. This is the long game, a profound journey not played for temporary sparks of recognition or fleeting applause, but for enduring eternal impact, for a legacy etched not in ephemeral fame, but in the transformed hearts and liberated minds of those you touch. A legacy that preaches its timeless truths long after your voice has faded from the room. It is the inexhaustible power that emanates from deep within, from being lit by inner conviction, by unshakable clarity, by something so profoundly internal, so irrevocably rooted in your essence, that no external crisis, no storm of doubt can ever extinguish its sacred flame. This 1 hour, deliberately claimed, forges a future of unstoppable purpose. Let us stand tall with heads held high, unwavering in our sacred commitment to grow, to learn, to serve, and to continuously evolve. In this sacred act of building, this profound process of self-creation, you do not merely change your individual life. You ignite a revolution that changes the very fabric of the world itself. One truthful word spoken with courage, one disciplined action executed with intention, one silent, powerful habit cultivated with consistency at a time. This is how you build. This is how you rise. This is how you contribute to the elevation of all humanity, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond your individual sight. Starting today, plant the seeds of enduring transformation within that 1 hour, knowing deep in your bones that every minute, every precious second is a non-refundable investment in the magnificent future you are actively, immediately creating for yourself and for the world. Now, let me give you the practical roadmap, the specific actions that will transform that 1 hour into your engine of becoming. Claim your morning with intentional presence and quiet reflection. Let the sun's first rays be your signal to seize command of your day. Before the world's clamor, before urgent demands of emails and notifications invade the sacred space of your mind, dedicate your first 5 to 15 minutes of that hour to quiet reflection. In this sanctuary of stillness, ask yourself the profound guiding question: what does my deepest self want to create today? This small yet profoundly powerful act sets the undeniable tone for your entire day, grounding you in purpose and preventing your precious hours from being hijacked by mere reaction, by the whims of others, or the tyranny of the urgent. This is not simply a ritual. It is a profound choice to lead your life from within, before the external world has a chance to dictate its terms. Practice the sacred 3-breath pause. In the crucible of life's challenges, when emotions threaten to overwhelm, when words are poised to fly in anger or haste, within your hour, learn to intentionally slow your answers or reactions by just one conscious breath. This seemingly insignificant pause is, in truth, a revolutionary act. This single, deliberate delay breaks the powerful spell of impulse, creating vital space, a moment of divine intervention, allowing your innate creativity and wisdom to choose your response, rather than merely reacting from worn-out, unexamined patterns of old habits. This is how you reclaim control of your emotional landscape. One breath, one deliberate choice at a time. Replace crippling criticism with empowering curiosity. When inevitable stings of setbacks and cold winds of disappointment arise within your hour of reflection or analysis, choose consciously and courageously to ask a different question. Instead of harsh internal critique that leads to self-blame, ask with an open heart and seeking spirit, what could I learn from this? This single transformative question, like a key turning in a lock, immediately interrupts the destructive pattern of self-blame and redirects your entire focus towards productivity, growth, and unlocking unforeseen opportunities. Curiosity invites learning and expansion, opening vast new pathways of possibility, while criticism in its harsh, unyielding nature simply shuts them down. Act immediately on one avoided task for just 5 to 15 minutes. Within your dedicated hour, identify that one task you keep moving to tomorrow's list, or that decision you've been avoiding. This delay silently drains your energy and creates stress. Break the pattern by acting now, even if it's for just 5 to 15 minutes. Do it now, not later, is the mantra of progress. This small immediate action proves to yourself that you are not powerless and can break the cycle of procrastination. Dedicate 10 to 20 minutes to learning one useful thing. Use a portion of your hour, not for mere information, but for transformation. Dedicate this time daily to reading, listening, or reflecting on an idea that sharpens your judgment, helps you handle stress, or builds your confidence. This consistent intake of valuable knowledge, whether from books or meaningful conversations, will compound over time, shifting your thinking and enabling you to make better decisions. Remember, 10 minutes a day amounts to 60 hours of focused learning in a year. Keep every promise to yourself within that hour and beyond. No matter how small or seemingly insignificant, honoring commitments to yourself is the bedrock of self-respect and confidence. When you say you will do something and follow through, you build internal proof that you can be counted on, strengthening your belief in yourself layer by layer. This could be as simple as drinking water, exercising for 10 minutes, or writing one paragraph. Engage in daily physical movement for even 10 to 20 minutes. Honor your body as the sacred vessel of your purpose by dedicating 10 to 20 minutes of your hour to physical movement. Whether it's a brisk walk, a stretching routine, or a focused workout, physical activity builds not only a strong body, but also lasting mental strength and resilience. It reminds you that you are not your excuses and that you have the power to move forward despite discomfort. Review your day honestly for 5 minutes before bed. Dedicate a few minutes at the end of your day to assess your progress and adjust for tomorrow. Ask, what did I do well today? Where did I waste time or fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? This simple, consistent habit of self-honesty, written down and faced without judgment, is the only path to real growth, allowing you to course correct before small slips become ingrained patterns. Say no to energy-draining activities within and outside your hour. Actively protect your precious mental, emotional, and physical reserves. Your energy is not endless, and wisely allocating it is crucial for a life of quality. This includes setting clear limits with yourself regarding laziness, procrastination, and gossip, and choosing to surround yourself with influences that lift you higher, not drag you down. Saying no is not selfish. It is a strategic act of self-respect that creates space for what truly matters. Focus deeply on one priority during your hour. Cut away every other distraction that does not serve your core goal. Most people try to do everything at once, scattering their energy and achieving little. True discipline begins with clarity of direction, making the tough choice to eliminate what doesn't serve your primary vision. This focused effort, applied consistently, will create substance that endures far beyond fleeting trends. Build something meaningful with your own time today. Recognize that every moment is an opportunity to create, not just to consume or react. Within your hour, dedicate focused time to creation, whether it's writing a page, learning a new skill, or building a side project. This intentional building replaces doubt with direction and excuses with action, creating hope and purpose from within. Track your progress consistently for 5 minutes. Make tracking a habit within your hour, even for just 5 minutes daily. Writing down what you do, what worked, and what needs adjustment provides objective proof of your efforts, replacing vague hopes with measurable progress. This accountability to yourself builds momentum and reinforces your identity as someone who follows through. This 1 hour, deliberately claimed, forges a future of unstoppable purpose. You stand now as a steward of your own becoming and as a co-creator of a more just and loving world. Each conscious choice you make today carves a path not just for yourself, but for all who follow, ensuring that when you look back, you see not a life wasted, but a life fully, vibrantly, and purposefully lived. The transformation begins with a single breath, a single choice, a single hour claimed with intention. In this hour, you are not preparing to live. You are living. You are not becoming ready. You are ready. You're not working toward your future self. You're embodying your highest self right now. The world is waiting for your authentic voice, your unique contribution, your irreplaceable presence. Not tomorrow, when you feel more prepared. Not next week, when circumstances align perfectly. Not next year, when you've figured it all out. Right now, in this moment, with this breath, with this choice, with this 1 hour deliberately claimed and purposefully invested. This is where your transformation begins. This is where your legacy takes root. This is where you step fully into the magnificent person you were always meant to be. The morning light breaks through your window as a reminder that today is not just another day of postponement, but the day your transformation accelerates. The person you were yesterday, caught in cycles of delay and doubt, can step aside now. The person you are becoming, equipped with these 12 sacred practices, emerges with each conscious choice. Your energy no longer scatters in 1,000 directions. It coheres, it focuses, it builds momentum like a river that has found its true course. Where once you reacted from old patterns, you now respond from deep wisdom. Where once you criticized yourself into paralysis, you now inquire your way into growth. The avoided task that once haunted your peripheral vision becomes fuel for your confidence as you tackle it head on. The books that gathered dust become your daily teachers as you dedicate those precious minutes to learning. Your body, once neglected, becomes your ally in building both physical and mental resilience. Each promise kept to yourself becomes a brick in the foundation of unshakable self-trust. Each boundary you set protects the sacred space where your true work happens. Each moment of focused attention becomes a vote for the person you are actively becoming. This is not about perfection. This is about presence. This is not about having all the answers. This is about asking better questions. This is not about waiting until you feel ready. This is about understanding that readiness grows through action, not preparation. The 12 practices are not merely techniques to improve your productivity. They are invitations to remember who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning, beneath the voices of doubt, beneath the weight of past disappointments. They are doorways back to your essential self, the one who never forgot how to create, how to grow, how to contribute meaningfully to the world. Your morning reflection becomes a sacred conversation with your deepest wisdom. Your three-breath pause becomes a moment of divine intervention in the machinery of reaction. Your curiosity becomes a key that unlocks doors you didn't even know were closed. Your willingness to act on avoided tasks becomes proof that you are not powerless. Your commitment to learning becomes a river of wisdom flowing through your life. Your integrity in keeping promises to yourself becomes the foundation of all trust. Your physical movement becomes a celebration of the miraculous vessel that carries your spirit. Your honest self-assessment becomes the compass that keeps you on course. Your protective boundaries become the walls of a sanctuary where your true work can flourish. Your focused attention becomes a laser that cuts through the noise to reach what matters most. Your creative building becomes the antidote to passive consumption. Your progress tracking becomes the tangible proof that you are not the same person who started this journey. And in this transformation, you discover something remarkable. You are not just changing your own life. You are becoming living proof that another way is possible. Your colleagues notice something different in your presence. Your family feels the shift in your energy. Strangers are drawn to the authentic confidence that radiates from someone who has learned to keep promises to themselves. This 1 hour, deliberately claimed each day, becomes the engine of revolution. Not a revolution of anger or destruction, but a revolution of becoming. A quiet uprising of individuals who refuse to postpone their lives, who choose to embody their values rather than merely aspire to them, who understand that the future is not something that happens to them, but something they actively create. You join the ranks of those who have learned the secret that extraordinary results come not from extraordinary people, but from ordinary people who make extraordinary commitments to simple, powerful practices. You become part of the solution to a world hungry for authenticity, starving for examples of what integrity looks like in daily life. The ripple effects of your transformation extend far beyond what you can see. The child who watches you choose growth over comfort. The friend who witnesses your commitment to learning. The stranger who feels your grounded presence in a chaotic world. All of them receive permission to begin their own journey of becoming. This 1 hour, deliberately claimed, forges a future of unstoppable purpose. Your legacy is not what you leave behind when you're gone. Your legacy is what you embody right now in this moment, with this choice, with this breath, with this commitment to honor the magnificent person you were always meant to be. The time for waiting is over. The time for becoming is now. Your 1 hour begins today.